Here we have a more extensive engine bay temperature test like the previous video here that started for the when posed to the short ram intake and led to the stock airbox cold air intake and short ram intake test that we did. It was good. We had some comments there pertaining engine bay temperature and keeping the bonnet down. On the second test with the Fatboy or whale penis intake, it was all good and the result was excellent. Yes, we still had those comments. So they're talking about keeping the hood down for the engine bay temperatures. We did this video here earlier. Yep, now we're going to do a further test with my Chevrolet Optra, and this time with my Honda Civic with a customer engine that's a D16 with a PM7 pistons and Crowler cams, so it's high compression. And of course, Nico's B20 VTEC on his SIR that has YCP Gen 3 and Pro1 cams. So yep, let's go. Alright, first things first, here's our new page. I had to make a new one because my personal Facebook got hacked. I lost control of the old page, so this is the new one. Yep, we got a price list there, even with head porting, engine rebuild, cam degree, intake manifold porting, and even ECU tuning is there, all the basic stuff. And we continue to post. We try to post daily or on the page for the good stuff. Like here, we posted about the short ram intake that actually led to the interesting intake test that we did, and of course including the Fatboy intake or the whale penis. So yep, but if you don't have Facebook, my personal Instagram, I use it for SRD Motorsports. So here, look, I don't post any personal stuff there, just shop work and all the good stuff there too. So you can hit me up in either platform, link in the description. And yes, for short form content, we also have a TikTok. It's quite active. We have some good stuff there too. So for entertainment, you can check it out. All three links will be in the description below. Here's the earlier engine bay temperature we did. Yep, and if you remember, the delta difference from the engine bay and outside was around 13 degrees. So the engine bay was 13 degrees hotter, driving around 40 kilometers per hour on average here. And it's uphill, so we know it has load. So let's see, you remember the difference here. Yep, that's about it, right? So yes, and so we're gonna test it some more. The difference is 30.7 degrees on the ambient temperature and 43.5 on the engine bay, so it's 12.8. So now we're gonna test this again this day, but we're gonna run it faster, up to about 60 kilometers per hour, just to see the difference. So we're gonna warm it up now. Yep. So now let's go out for a drive. Now we're gonna try to drive it a bit faster, about 60 kilometers per hour on average. We don't really promote reckless driving, so we won't go any faster. Yep, and see here. Oh, would you look at that? So the difference is just 5.2 degrees hotter on the engine bay. Interesting. So let's head back. Let's drive a bit faster. So here's around 60. Let's look at how it's going now. Oh, look, interesting. That's just like 3.3 degrees difference. So it's 24.2 and 27.5. So that's like 3.3 degrees Celsius difference. And so before we continue, hit the like button. This way it helps the algorithm, because the more likes the video gets, the more activity it shows to the algorithm. So it'll show it to a wider audience. It helps the channel. It helps me a lot. So hey, hit the like button. Thank you guys. If you haven't, you gotta subscribe. This way you can binge watch on all the other videos on our playlist on your own free time when you go back to YouTube, because you're gonna be subscribed, so you can always check our playlist on your own free time. Yes, and for the hardcore, yes, we got the membership only. You gotta join the membership. We got over 20 videos of all ultra technical stuff. It gets a little boring for the general audience, but for the hardcore, it is just perfect. All right, yep. Okay, now let's head back. So we're driving a lot slower now because we're nearing the garage. And see here, all you see, the temperature is escalating once again because vehicle speed is not there, and it's just stopped. So here's 3:30 p.m. So let's time this. So here 2 minutes later. All right. Oh, look at that. It's a lot hotter, right? It's just 2 minutes standstill. just like on the dyno. Okay, now let's check it again here. 5 minutes later. Oh, that's crazy. The engine bay is really, really hot. On standstill, when you're strapped on the dyno, it's 33.1 degrees Celsius difference. That is huge. Yep. Now, we're on to my car. Here, on the Honda Civic. It has the D16 with PM7 pistons, Crowler cam. It's an autocross setup for a customer, so it concentrates on response and mid range. So yep, this is gonna be so fun because it has stainless headers, high compression. So we put the sensors on the exact same place as the Chevrolet Optra. Yep, we're warming it up. Start the car now. It's gonna be a lot noisier, but hey, it is what it is. All right, let's get it warmed up quick. So it's still, not just warm. So here now it's, you can see the temperature gauge is slowly rising. All right, so now it's warmed up. Okay, now let's drive out. Yep, I'm going uphill now. Yeah, it's kind of hard because it's a manual. Yep, driving around averaging 40 kilometers per hour. It's still, still temperature is still rising, so we keep going. Let's see how it goes up top. Here, it's just 1.5 degrees difference. That's crazy. So now, let's try to drive a bit faster, but we really can't. It's just 40 kilometers per hour. It's kind of hard. Don't promote reckless driving. So here it is. That's just a small difference, right? So let's park it now. Yes, on standstill. Let's see how the temperatures rise. It's 1 hour, 1:43 p.m. So it's rising fast. That's because the car is on standstill. So 1:44 p.m. So 2 minutes later. Oh, look at that. That's crazy high. Let's see. Let's wait a little longer. Let's see. It's 33.9 degrees Celsius difference. That's the engine bay being hotter. Over there. 3 minutes later. Oh, it's a bit the same. It's like, I don't think it's gonna get even hotter, but that's still a big difference. From roading, it's just 1.5 degrees difference. So that's really good when you're rolling, not when you're parked. Okay, now onto Nico's car, his Civic SIR, with a B20 VTEC, YCP Gen 3 pistons, and Pro1 cams. This is such a fun car to drive, actually. Has a short ram intake, just like my car, so it's all the same. We get the sensor on the same place right there. So it's gonna take the engine bay temperatures, so that's good. So now let's warm up. We got it warmed up. As you can hear, the engine bay is a lot hotter. So now we gotta drive it out. Let's go. So we can just go with like around 40 kilometers an hour on average. Yep, going uphill. So we keep going. We get so it's around 40 kmh. Here's the temperature difference. Whoa, that's interesting. It's just 2.6 degrees difference. That's not bad, From ambient temperature to engine bay temperatures, that's not bad. So now let's head back. We gotta park this outside because Nika's gonna pick it up later in the afternoon. So we're just gonna leave it by the side street. Let's let it idle. Oh, look at that. Temperature's up now. Look at time. 3:01 p.m. Alright, let's wait a few minutes. Now 2 minutes later. Let's start idling smooth. Whoa. That's 30 degrees difference. That's huge. And just 2 minutes on idle. 2 minutes stop on standstill. It's 30.3 degrees Celsius difference. So when people call it mock it with a hot air intake, it kind of shows they're hard parkers, right? Because they're referencing and standstill. So here's the area test. Thanks for the VTI that the customer let us test on the head, on the intake of the dyno. cold air intake here. Yep. So this test here did good, and hopefully these comments got their answer on this video and the earlier engine bay test video as well as on this intake on this Fatboy video. Yes, guys. Hopefully it answered well. I'm thankful for the guys at our page because the page is rather active in the comments. It leads to a good test and fun stuff. So, as we continue doing that, hopefully we can get to test some more stuff for you guys and enjoy a video here, right? Like a few tests I want to do with my own engine and my own car. It's going to be all fun. I'm going to make a video to show you guys here. And of course, for the initial engine bay temperature test, you can click it here.